Hello YouTube and fellow DC Comic fans, I'm Keith One Shot, and today is Wednesday, July 11th, and you know what that means, it's New Comic Book Day. So I'm going to quickly go over and show you the new comic books that I got today, and the ones I recommend you pick up as well. We're going to start this off with The Amazing Spider-Man #1 from Marvel Comics, which is a free issue. This is behind the scenes edition of The Amazing Spider-Man #1, which I actually did not get yet, but I do plan on doing so because I do enjoy Spider-Man. But this is really cool because we get a behind the scenes look at the way the comic book was drawn without some of the color and with just, the pencils and ink. And I think that's really cool, honestly. Kingpin there, Spider-Man, you get a different look at the book, so that's really cool. It's not all finished drawn in some spots and stuff, but I really like that. And even if you get this for your kid or something like that, they might have a lot of fun trying to learn to be a colorist, or even you as an adult might have a lot of fun trying to learn to be a colorist a little bit, because you got these blank issues for Amazing Spider-Man 1 that you can color in if you want and give it a shot. So if you haven't thought of that, I was just thinking that as I was reading it. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, if you're a kid or even if you just want to keep it white, that's awesome. The next book that I got is Titans #23, which is a part of the new Titans lineup. They shook it up a little bit after No Justice. So the issue before this, which was an oversized anniversary, I think it was anniversary #2 of Titans, we set up the new crew and got things going. As you see, we got Miss Martian, we got Raven, we got Beast Boy, we got Donna Troy, we got Dick Grayson, and we got somebody new here as well. I do really like the old Titan lineup because it was the original Titans lineup from back in the day, Wally West and all those guys in Tempest. So I am a little nervous about this title, but oh yeah, Steel's there as well. The female Steel, not John Henry Iron Steel, but his sister, I believe. I forget her first name, but yeah, I'm skeptical about this book going forward, but I am gonna give it a chance because Titans was my third favorite book in the first 50 issues of DC Rebirth. This book only went to 22 or 21 before the change, but still. The next book that I got is Hawkman #2, which follows the events of Carter Hall as he rediscovers, in the first issue, he actually found out that he's not just reincarnated throughout the lifetimes of our Earth, but he's also been reincarnated throughout time and space, and that's how we have so many different versions of Carter Hall and Hawkman throughout the years. So it kind of helped explain a lot of the confusion in the Hawkman mythos, and how there is some from Thanagar, and then there's some from Earth, and there's some from other planets in different universes as well. So that's really cool, and we kind of learned that in the first issue. So we're going to see what happens with our dude Carter Hall in Hawkman #2. The next book that I got is the variant cover for Superman #1 by Brian Michael Bendis. I do really like this art. He is missing a face in that, but maybe that's because at the end of Man of Steel, we find out that Jonathan Kent and Lois went with Mr. Oz / Jor-El, so Jonathan can explore his powers and learn more about his Kryptonian heritage and understand the universe on a greater degree. And Clark's feeling a little bit sad about that because he has to stay on Earth. And the reason that he's actually wearing his old suit with the trunks is that he gave his New 52 suit to Lois so she could wear it. There's a button behind the belt that could form fit it to your body. So Lois is wearing that for protection. So he had to find whatever he could find. Him and Superman and Supergirl fought Rugel Zar, and they weren't actually officially able to defeat him. But Kara kind of flew up and shot him with the Phantom Zone projector and trapped him inside of the Phantom Zone for now, because we have seen other people escape from the Phantom Zone plenty of times before, like General Zod, so I'm expecting that from Rugel Zar. Let's see what happens in the first issue of Superman under the new helm of Brian Michael Bendis, and yeah, I can't wait to read that, and I hope that it's great. I do really hope to read Supergirl as well. That looks really amazing with her new costume and her new artwork and new purpose, as she's going to go try to find out about Rugel Zar. Who else knows about it? She's going to go to the Lanterns, and we know that the Guardians, at least one of them, knows more about Rugel Zar and is a part of this greater council. So I'm very excited about the coming up Supergirl title as well. But that's Superman #1. The next book that I got is Batman Detective Comics #984. This is the third issue in the new run post James Tynion. I actually haven't read any of the new run yet. I do have a stack of comic books right next to me that I need to catch up on, and one of them is the last two Detective Comics titles. So I'm probably going to read all three of them in one sitting. I do know that he's got new teammates with Black Lightning and some of the people who are typically featured in the Outsiders, like Katana, Black Lightning. We see Orphan there on the cover, which is really great because she's definitely a fan favorite. Bat family member, so I'm glad that she stayed there. I do want to also mention that I mentioned it last week, but I just started writing comic book reviews for comicbookcorpse.com. That's comicbookcorpse.com. I did a review this week for Sideways number 6 and The Immortal Men number 4. I believe it is. Yes, it was number 4, which are both really great books. My review's up there on comicbookcorpse.com. So yeah, definitely check those out because, you know what I mean, I put a lot of time into the writing of it, and it's something that I want to explore, and the people at Comic Book Corpse are great people. Read the other reviews as well, because they're some of the great people that I know on Twitter. Mark from Nation of Nerds, Matt Granberry, Justin, DC, I forget his last name, but he's a really great guy as well. And the editor is really amazing, and I have a lot of fun working with her so far, so it's really great, and I'm liking that new venture. There's a lot of other people on there as well, so check them out, and check out comicbookcorpse.com, and check out Batman Detective Comics number 984 as well. Look at the artwork, it's amazing. Black Lightning's back, right? I love that show. My next book that I got today is actually Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps issue 48. I know that the story is going to wrap up at 50. This is the Dark Star Rising storyline. It's been really great, really incredible. In the last issue, Guy Gardner was actually under the Dark Star mantle, and he was going to kill his dad, who was a drunk and abusive when he was a kid. And the Dark Star mantle is like justice that's kind of blind, and it will kill people and get rid of them so they can't recommit this crime. But it kind of takes over their mind a little bit too much. And Guy Gardner is going to kill his father, but Archelius or whatever his name is, he's a Yellow Lantern there. He's bros with Guy Gardner. He talked him out of killing his dad, and he ultimately was like, yo bro, the last time we fought you said no rings, no jewelry, let's do this man up. And so he took off his Yellow Lantern ring, and he was going to fight Guy Gardner and tell him to take off the Dark Star mantle, but he wouldn't. Eventually he did break through the power of friendship, and finally getting through to Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner was able to break out of the Dark Star suit, and he said that it kind of took control of his mind. It amplified all of his hatred and emotions of anger to times 10 or times 11. So, and he purposely put the suit on because he wanted to see what it felt like, and he could feel all the connected minds of the Dark Stars. And then Hal Jordan was also flying around with Hector Hammond because they're trying to recruit some of these people to help them fight the Dark Stars. So Hal Jordan recruited Hector Hammond, and he's flying around through space, and they end up on this planet. And we kind of started the last issue off with Hal Jordan not knowing who he is, but he hears an inner voice trying to tell him that he's Hal Jordan. But Hector Hammond keeps blocking the thoughts, and he's like, no, that's nothing, Hal Jordan. Don't pay attention to that. I'm your friend. I'm a hero. You are with me, and I will save everybody by killing all the villains. And the inner voice keeps saying, no, you're Hal Jordan, you're Hal Jordan. And he's like, there's a reason that we came to this planet, because this is the planet that we actually forged our own ring with our own willpower. And so we knew that Hector couldn't take over our mind here because our will is way too strong here. And then he finally remembers that he's Hal Jordan, and then he's like, yo bro, what the fuck, Hector Hammond? And Hector Hammond's ultimately like, oh, Hal, it was but a test. I wanted you to see that you are a real hero and this and that, but whatever. So I can't wait to read this book and see what happens in Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps issue 48. The last book that I got is the one that I am most excited about, and that is the final issue of Flash War. This is the Flash issue 50, Flash War Part 4, which obviously we've seen Zoom, Hunter Zolomon coming, and he's been fucking with Barry Allen and Wally West and kind of messing with them and toying with them and trying to get Wally to destroy the Speed Force. Meanwhile, he actually got them to unlock other forces, the Sage Force and the Strength Force, and we also know that there's a Still Force, and so he ultimately got the Sage Force and the Strength Force, and he's been beating up Wally and Barry, and he put on Barry's original Flash ring, and he's like, if you guys can't be the heroes that we need you to be, then I'm going to do it myself. So he decided that he's going to be a hero, and then he's going to take out these other two Flashes. I'm very excited about this book. Howard Porter does incredible art in hi-fi colors. It's very amazing. On top of that as well, we did get a few preview issues from Joshua Williamson today on Twitter, which were actually these first two panels and then the page before it as well. I did read those already. The artwork is always amazing from Howard Porter, which was actually his birthday yesterday. So if you're watching, Howard, because I do know that you follow me, happy birthday yesterday. I wished it yesterday as well. I do want to say that I am Keith One Shot I am going to be starting up a podcast soon, and I know I talked about it briefly, but I'm going to officially announce the name and title right now. I am going to be doing a weekly or bi-weekly where I cover the news, I cover comic books. I'm going to talk about some of this stuff. I'm going to talk about the books that come out next week as well when I do those podcasts. I'm going to have guests that I'm going to talk back and forth with. I've been setting it up for a while now, and the official name is going to be the Post-Crisis Podcast. I like it. It's, something to do with DC Comics. It lets you know about the legacy. That's post the original Crisis on Infinite Earths. So that's the name, the Post-Crisis Podcast. Either way, I'm Keith One Shot. Take care. Have a great day. And goodbye.